Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to talk about something in today's video that separates the average player from the ones who actually climb the ranks and play competitive Siege. If you are here, you're probably tired of solo queuing, chaotic teamwork, or things not clicking if you have a 5-stack. Or maybe you're starting to realize that mechanics alone aren't enough to win games anymore. And if you're thinking about pushing into higher ranks or even stepping into, let's say, the competitive scene, this is exactly where you need to start. And today we're going to break down how to properly attack gym bedroom on Clubhouse in R6. Not just basic strats, but the kind of structured teamwork and team play that you'll see in the high elo and even in the pro level matches. These strats aren't about rushing or hoping for picks. This is about control, coordination, and playing with intention, right? And I'm going to go ahead and break all of those things down in baby steps. So for those who are interested in actually understanding the game to a higher level, you guys would be able to pick it up from my breakdowns in today's video. I'm going to start by showing you what a standard default defense setup looks like when teams play gym/bedroom. I'll be using a site called R6 Calls, which gives a clean bird's eye view of the map's layout, so you guys can really visualize and understand how everything is positioned. And if you're looking for a more in-depth breakdown on how to actually defend this site, check out the video I'm putting up on screen right here. With that being said, let's get into a generic site setup that you'll typically see from higher elo teams. Now, keep this in mind, there are a lot of different ways teams can defend this site. Now, just because I'm showing you one site setup doesn't mean every team you face is going to play it the same exact way. Part of your job as an attacker is to recognize what the defense is doing and pretty much adapting to it during the drone phase. Remember, it's drone phase, not phone phase. So pretty much the strategy I'm going to show you today is just built to work against majority of different types of variations that the defense throws at you. So make sure to share this with your team so everyone's on the same page going into the round. And one more thing, very important, no strategy works perfectly without practice unless you somehow execute everything flawlessly on the first try, which if you do, honestly respect, but for most players it takes time to really understand your role and how everything connects all together. So if it doesn't work right away, don't get discouraged, stick with it, keep practicing, and you will see improvements. And you are also able to adapt and change the strat to your liking. I am simply giving you a foundation to understand the attack. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about the attack and how exactly we're going to counter this strat right here. We got Thermite. Let's go ahead and get his drone, right? Because Thermite's going to be droning for our entries, right? We want to make sure we need to take catwalk. We could put a drone somewhere down garage or maybe top rafters. I'm going to go ahead and put a clip of some drone spots you guys can do for the garage. You put this cam in garage, it's easy for you to, you don't have to, drone up rafters. You can just have a drone on rafters, check it out, and it speeds up the pace so that your entry can go up and take catwalk. If you see it's very risky for you to like push in with the drone, it might get shot. I'd say just leave it outside and you're just gonna have to re-drone it and see if he's still playing there, right? Make sure to check your Harry Potter, your oil pit, right? All these little rat corners, even this tuck. There's also a tuck corner right here that is very sneaky. That's I've seen some low ranks get killed by that guy in that corner right there. So yeah, Thermite, he's gonna do droning for the most time. And his first job here is he's gonna want to get balcony. Some teams, they do reinforce this balcony CC wall. So if that is the case, then open it up with Thermite. If it's not the case, that's fine. Use a shotgun. You can upside down rappel and shotgun it open, and you have that already open, right? While this is happening, we also want to have someone come up garage. This person in garage, I like personally to bring the BB. He can go up garage, take it. It doesn't have to be BB. It could be Buck. It could be Sledge. It could be anyone. The reason I like BB is because he could just walk up and he can use his ability to bash this and have lines of sights. So let's go ahead and put BB right here. He can bash this wall right here with his ability, and he can have a line of sight to the person holding cash door. Okay. Obviously, BB is not by himself here. He's gonna have people on balcony or flat wall, and that person could be perhaps Scrim for execute. Not a bad pick. Bring EMPs for the counter on the mute jammers. and he is going to play here. So repelled, right, for a little bit. Make sure they can't reaggress onto the BB, right? BB is going to be post up on this breach right here, just holding it menacingly, and we're going to have 3 other players be on this side, right? We said the Grim, right? The Grim was going to be here helping the BB alongside with Thermite and Gridlock, and they will slowly start to take map. Graham could go ahead and drone, make sure no one's on red. Tells the grid, hey, it's clear. Grid goes ahead and tosses a little things right there. And you can even go ahead and put your other one perhaps down here. Or maybe on garage. Now the grid is not necessary. You could also go ahead and bring a nomad if you'd prefer. Okay, so you can do 1 oil pit ladder, 1 swamp with the BB, and once it is clear for red, you can go ahead and put the other one right up here. This wall is not going to get breached. We're only going to go ahead and breach this wall on this side. Now this allows you and your team to have clear sights onto the percent cash. Sometimes, most teams, what they do is that they have head holes here, so that's another angle you need to worry about. Make sure not to get killed by that. And there is also a rotate that's right side. That's another angle you would have to worry about. Make sure you're not to die to that. Once we breach this, the Blackbeard and the Grim should probably start working the Azami that's playing back here, right? You can start throwing nades. You can throw Grim Bees onto the Azami to see where she's located. 1 Grim Bee to do the trick, right? You can toss 1 up here. If she's not getting pinged, probably because she's not there, she probably left, right? By the time all of this is happening and you guys are executing into CC, you should have a Hibana post up here for the castle barricades. You can go ahead and breach the castles with her Hibana pellets, right? She can put claimers down, not worry about the jump out, and she can also hold an angle onto the Azami that could potentially be here, right? So not only do you have crossfires from outside of highway, but you also have crossfires from the BB pushing up onto the door and people holding the Azami's lead, right? Azami will not make this at all. She's most likely gonna die. Once Azami's dead, the team should go ahead and push into cash. So the BB is here on the cash door, but a problem with pushing the cash door is that you're worried about this, a potential defender holding you, and also this door right here. Now with Hibana, you shouldn't have to worry about this door too much because Hib could actually cover you, right? But this is how much you can cover, right? There could be someone right here, and Hib would not be able to protect him. So this is a spot that you should be careful with. So what you could do, right, the next step is BB stays here and Nomad stays there. But the Grim and the Thermite are actually gonna go ahead and leave. They're gonna leave from the same way they came from, right? At this point, you shouldn't be worried about flanks because you have flanks down. You have flank watches down, and Thermite is gonna breach this open. Gonna come out there from CC, breach this, and Grim is gonna play the Logi hatch. What this does is that the player Logi is now gonna have to worry about the Grim up here, so he can't just do this. And the breach also stops the castle from pushing and fighting over here. Not only that, but the reason why we bring Grim is because he could go ahead and use his ability to scan the gold and red, and obviously Grim has the ability to make the things bounce, so he can bounce one deeper like that. You can also drone, and see if he's tucked here, you know, see where he is, and based off the info, go ahead and grim him out. Once this is happening, at this point you need to coordinate with your team. Okay, the person Logi is gone, so BB is not going to push because he knows his Logi is safe because of the Grim. So Grim drops and BB starts pushing. Alright, careful with the canister. Make sure no one's here. Hibana should be outside covering multiple of your angles. Right, so she should be able to hold majority of your sight. Right, your gold rotate normally is on this side. Or normally, sorry, the gold rotate is normally on this side so that the person on the window can't see them. But some teams do it on this side, so you can easily kill them if they rotate. The Mira playing right here can't push, at least this point right here. And you can kind of see a little bit of this. And obviously, if there's a castle barricade here, that's why I like to bring the Hib. You can go ahead and just shoot 2 of your pellets to burn the castle. So now you also have a line of sight to the hallway if your team calls it. Once all of that is happening, Grim obviously drops Logi and Thermite. With the con wall that he breached, he can walk in, go ahead and smoke steep, wait for that to pop, and smoke steep here as well, wait for that to pop, and goes for the plant. At this point, we should have the Grim playing Logi. He has gold rotate control, he should have extra bees, and we have the Hibana holding the cuts, and they can't push up because of the smokes. So the smokes are going to be deep, so they can't see you, but you can see them. By the time they push out, I can see them completely, right? Same thing here. By the time they're pushed out, it's in the open. So the person planting is completely covered. Obviously, the attack isn't always going to play out exactly like this, guys. There is obviously a billion of different types of variables that happen within a round, and they happen very quickly. And my entire goal of this video was to create an ideal scenario so you can pretty much understand what the purpose of the attack is. At its core, what we're trying to do here is just take map control, limit the defender's options, and force them into something that they feel uncomfortable, right? Uncomfortable positions. So when you execute properly, you're essentially cornering the defense, so they are basically pressured into making an aggressive play, and that's where most likely the mistakes will happen, right? And this will then lead you to getting an advantage and most likely closing out the round. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching the video. If you made it this far, please like, comment, and subscribe. So thank you again, guys, for watching. I appreciate it, and have a wonderful day.